Coming from Emerald Lips over in the YouTube comment section, who asks, have you ever been burnt out in general or on video games, and what did you have to do to recover? So, have I ever been burnt out in general? Yes, when I was working at Subway. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna go too far into it or say anything that'll like get this video blacklisted in the algorithm, but I was like, that was the most burnt out, dark period of my life. And like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but like, that was also when I was having a lot of health issues, so like, okay, to put it simply, I was dying physically, okay? I had a lot of health problems, and yeah, between that and getting overworked, and it was also in the middle of the pandemic. It was a really bad spot. That was also the time where I had to take some time off to recover, so to be honest with you, how I recovered from that was simply just, taking off work, and then, obviously the place got bought out, and then it got shut down, so it was one of those things where fate just kind of aligned to allow me to get out of that situation. So honestly, I don't really have anything that I can say that helped me necessarily recover from that other than the place getting shut down. And then for the second part of it, no, I've never been burnt out on video games. I don't believe it's possible to be burnt out on video games. There are so many different kinds of video games that if anybody gets burnt out on video games, they are simply lying to themselves and they haven't actually tried to look for enough games. Because, some people would say, oh, I'm burnt out on gaming or this, that, and the other. No, you're burnt out on playing the exact same FPS game that you've been playing for the last 20 years, my guy. Try switching it up and playing something different, you know what I mean? I don't know if this is necessarily pertaining to you, like if you're asking this for like your own whatever, or if you're just asking out of your own curiosity. But if you're asking this out of like, asking for tips on how to recover from being burnt out, simply play other games. Like if all you do is like play Call of Duty or all you play is Halo, no wonder you're feeling burnt out. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to switch it up. It's time to try something different. I've never experienced burnout when it comes to video games. The only time I've ever been burnt out on a game was Elden Ring, and I was not even burnt out on the game itself. I was burnt out on the absolutely toxic community that I was dealing with in my comment section the whole time that I was making videos on that game. So it wasn't even pertaining to the game itself. I was just burnt out on the community that's tied to the game. But otherwise, yeah, if you're like feeling burnt out on games or anything, man, just like, I don't know, try switching it up. Again, if you only play like FPS games, try a strategy game. Try like, I don't know, like a chill game like Bug Snacks or Stardew Valley or, like Animal Crossing or something. Or like, if you only play racing games, I don't know, try switching it up. Go play like an Ubisoft game. I know some people, they might diss Ubisoft games, but there's some actually really good Ubisoft games, especially if you dive into like their earlier catalog, like Assassin's Creed 2, or even some of the newer ones are actually a lot of fun, like Far Cry 6. I don't know what the general opinion is on that one, but if you just stick to like the main quest in that game, it's actually like really good. Yeah, there's so many different kinds of games out there, man. Like if you're ever feeling burnt out, or if anybody out there watching this ever feels burnt out, I'm just going to say this much. You're simply lying to yourself and you're not actually burnt out. You might be burnt out on one game or one particular kind of game, and at that point, it's simply your fault. You just got to experiment. You got to try different things, man. Innovation and like new things and different flavors. It's the spice of life.